Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel is all about recruiting, leadership, mindset, finance, and more. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the skills that I developed to become a millionaire. Remember, this is not an overnight formula. This is a decade and a half in the making. But by the end of this video, you will be equipped with the skills to help you on your path to financial freedom. And if that sounds good to you, let's dive into it. The first skill that I want you to learn is this. Do 3 things every day before you touch your phone. I know it seems so simple, right? This will change your life. So what are those things? And why is it important? Well, they could be all sorts of things. They could be things like work out, meditate, read your goals, maybe your daily affirmations. Maybe you want to journal for 5 minutes. Maybe it's pre-planning your day or reading 10 pages of a book. This is super important to understand because what happens in your day, as soon as you start to touch your phone, crap hits the fan. You're pulled all different directions. Social media is pulling you this way. Your family's pulling you this way. Your job's pulling you this way. You show up to work, 1 p.m. hits, there's a deadline. And guess what? We get tired and we don't do those 3 powerful things that we should do at the beginning of the day. On the flip side, if you learn this skill and you start to do those 3 things every single day, what that's going to do is that's going to change your identity. And by getting those small wins every day and your identity starting to shift, you are going to start to develop the first and very, very important skill to your financial freedom. Moving on to the next skill, learn to trust your gut. Your intuition is shaped by your past experiences and your existing knowledge which you gained from those experiences. Your intuition is encoded in your brain like a web of fact and feeling. This is why your intuition is so much more powerful than taking advice from somebody else. Because your intuition connects your body, your mind, and your spirit. And it's how those 3 elements have digested into everything else from your past. Now, when I get into my financial services business, everybody was telling me not to do it.
Don't waste your money. Insurance is a pyramid scam. You're gonna go broke. Business is hard.
I had no business being in the financial services industry. I was making $11 an hour as a baker. But you wanna know what? I trusted my gut. I trusted my intuition. Here's how you know that it's signs of a gut feeling. If you get a flash of clarity or tension or tightness in your body or goosebumps or butterflies in your stomach or that sinking sensation, that pit, sweaty palms or feet sometimes I get, or thoughts of returning to a specific situation or that feeling of peace and safety and happiness after you make that decision. And that's what I had after I decided to join my financial services business. And I knew in my gut, with the power of my creator and my gut, I knew that I could trust my decision to get into business. And now I've changed my family's tree for generations. It makes me emotional to think where I would be had I not trusted my gut in that moment, almost 17 years ago. The next skill is making time for your significant other and your family. You guys, especially those of you in business. 1/3 of North Americans try to get into business, but you can't be successful at the cost of your family. Are you making an effort? Are you attending picnics? Are you at your kids' most important events? Are you staying present with your family? You have to have those non-negotiables in your calendar. That's also why one of the biggest decisions in your life is picking the right partner. You know, 50% of marriages end in the first 5 years because of financial stress or because they don't share common goals. Listen. If you aren't putting time into your family, if you aren't prioritizing it or you're not on the same page, it's not gonna work. I always was told this, my work and my business is way easier to place than my wife and my kids. So one of the exercises that I recommend you do is take everything out of your calendar, everything out, blank slate. And I want you to write a list of all the things that are important to you in your life, business, income, success, and family. And when you get to that family portion, right, son, daughter, spouse, whatever your situation is, I want you to allocate how much time per week you think is important to be spending in that area. Maybe there's a date night. Maybe you need to spend some time with your daughter because, you know, it's that age where you got to make sure that dad's present in her life. I know how it feels. I have 2 daughters of my own. And I want you to make sure that you put beside their name, how much time per week do you think that you should be spending quality time with that person or that situation? And then I want you to start to put that stuff back into your calendar. And I want you to make sure that you don't compromise that. If it's a Sunday and it's 2 o'clock hockey game for my son and he's playing, and there's $1 million deal I need to do, I have to decide. Am I willing to walk away from that important hour? And sometimes there's circumstances where you might have to get that deal done. But 9 times out of 10, you can't compromise. Because once you start compromising on the little things, all the big things fall apart. And once you put everything in your calendar, you know what you're gonna realize? You're gonna realize how much extra time you have left over for everything else. So look, if you've developed some skills that have helped you become successful in your life, I'd love to hear about it. Put them in the comments below. I'd love to read them, I'd love to reply to them. And listen, while you wait for the next video, I also want to remind you that I post videos all the time about leadership, mindset, recruiting. So make sure you watch out for those. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.